Hi, this is Natalie with the Fifth Journey. We're going to make a fun summer soap today. I am going to do the watermelon soap. So I'm going to do a layer of green on the bottom and then a thin layer of white or uncolored soap, and then I'm going to do the pink watermelon on top. So I went ahead and did 3 different micas of the green, so it'll have a little bit of a swirl in it. Now this one is an evergreen mica, but it does turn, it says it turns blue. So I went ahead and tossed in some green jojoba beads in there. So we'll see how that turns out. But these 2 other greens should hold to their color. And then I have the pink, a pink mica in my oils. This is my essential oils, excuse me, my fragrance oils that I will mix in. And then I also have poppy seeds that I'm going to be using for the little watermelon seeds. So the fragrances I'm using are not supposed to accelerate or discolor anything. I'm actually doing 3 fragrances. There was a fresh zucchini flower that went on clearance a while back, probably in the fall sometime. They discontinued it, and to me it smelled very much like cucumber. And then I got a sample of a cucumber melon from Nurture Soap, and then the zucchini was brambleberry, and then this one is a summer melon spritzer. And I did email them because I was looking for something that would blend them all together, and they suggested this one, and this one smells so good. It actually reminds me of, I think it's bubble yum, a type of bubble gum I used to chew when I was really young. So we're going to go ahead and just get started, but that's a good mix of the 3 of them, and it smells really good, really summery. And I'm making it early enough that it should be ready to go by June, July, end of June, July time frame. I have 2 farmers markets right before and right after 4th of July, since it ends midweek. So my plan is to get them done and cured by then. So I didn't add anything to my lye water this time, so go ahead and add that in. Now when I do this time, I'm going to just barely emulsify this, and then I'm going to pour some of it in here, emulsify it some more, then do the colorants, because I want to get a layer. And if I do it all the same and I wait for this to harden up into layers, then this is going to be too thick. So I'm just going to barely emulsify this. That's all I'm going to do, and I'm actually soaping at a much cooler temperature today than normal, about at room temperature. I had an appointment this morning, so I had everything done, and I just kind of ran out of time. And that happens, so go ahead and set that there. I'm going to pour some into this one. Oops, let me get my rubber scraper out. It's nice to have everything nice and handy. So I'm going to go about 2 cups. I just bonk the camera, I'm sorry. Let's set this out of the way. I'm going to blend this up some more. This in really quick. And one of these colors, this one is supposed to turn more blue. Let's check for this one. And this one will change color, and then it'll turn back to the green. I know that because I've used this one before. So if I remember right, it kind of goes a little bit yellow, and then it'll come back to bright green. I think these will be fun to mix together. Set this aside, and then I'm going to blend this a little bit more. All right, I am back. That has hardened up nicely, so I've got a nice layer there, and I'm going to go ahead and do the white. I went ahead and put some titanium dioxide in there with a little bit of water. I use water soluble. So I'm going to go ahead and do the white now. And see how that's already thickening up. But I am going to stick blend it again, just to be sure everything's all mixed in really well. So I'm going to do, I did about 2 cups last time, so I'm going to do about a cup here. Now remember, with soaps and this type of stuff, you always use weight versus volume, but since I'm doing, I mean, I've already have it all measured out, so this is more eyeballing it, so to speak. So I'm not, it's all going to end up in the same batch, so I'm not really concerned about having this exactly weighed the same, if that makes sense. So let me mix this in really quick. And I didn't use very much, but it's enough to give it a little bit of weight. And I'm not adding the fragrances in, because a lot of the times, even if you're using a non-accelerating fragrance, if you're doing layers like this, it can accelerate anyway, and it could just cause it to move a little faster, and I don't want that. And the main part of the soap is going to be the pink, the actual watermelon part, so that's where I want it to be in. It doesn't matter if it speeds up a little bit. So see, that's a little bit lighter. So I'm going to stick blend this a little bit, let it sit again, and then we'll come back and do the final part. Is a good pudding consistency. I'm going to use the rubber scraper to help it go in. Nice thin layer. And again, eyeballing it in. Now it's on to this. Time to add in the fragrance. That smells so good. Whisk that in. Look at that awesome pink color. Adding in the poppy seeds. I'm going to eyeball it, so I'm going to start off with probably a teaspoon or so. Gotta take my gloves off for this. Oh, that's probably good. So I don't want to do too much. I think that's probably a good consistency. So I did a teaspoon of the poppy seeds. Okay, that's good and thick. Go ahead and put my other glove on, and then we'll pour over the top of the white. Now on this one, I think I may have banged it down a little bit too hard. You can see that's really set up because a little bit of the green came up. All right. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and swirl the top, let it sit for a little bit, then I'll spritz the top with the rubbing alcohol, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the oven with the light on for it to get a gel phase instead of covering it, because when I do the higher tops, when I cover it, I find that it touches the top when I put the saran wrap on, so I don't want to do that. So I'll decorate the top. Once it hardens a little bit, spritz it with alcohol, and then put it in there. It looks like I need to do a little bit between, let's see, that would have been the baby's breath and blushing orchid when I did the bigger batches, so to speak. So, and that actually had a bunch more oils left over, so I'm going to probably kind of find a happy medium, and I wanted to play a little bit more with the liquid discounting, the water discounting. I am doing a slight one, but I may go ahead and do a little bit more till I find a happy point where I want to be. So I'll go ahead and give the top a little bit of texture and then put them in, and then we'll come back probably tomorrow to cut them. Good morning. We're here to cut the watermelon soap, and I'm super excited about this. See how the bottoms turned out when I did the swirls with the green? So that's going to be really pretty. Now it'll be interesting what we see on the inside. So like normal, I'm going to go ahead and trim the tops and then cut the ends off. I'm using the new loaf cutter to do that. And apologize for the extra noise in the background. It's pretty early. My kids are getting ready for school right now. Just going to trim off these little edges. And it does smell really good. The remember I used that zucchini flower, and then I used a cucumber melon, a small sample, and then I had the very sweet bubblegum one. Well, that has definitely toned down, and it smells much more of a melon now. So it's not sweet. It still smells good, but it's not like an overly bubblegum sweet. And of course that will continue to change over the next few weeks as it cures. It's all taken off. Trimming off a little bit of the edges. And I'm going to actually do it upside down because it has those poppy seeds in it, and I don't want that to drag through the soap. That's fun. Those swirls, that's really cool. Off the other end. There we go. That's fun. That's a lot of fun. All right. Picking this up. It's super heavy. Let's go ahead and go from the side. Bring it up. Here we go. All the way down. So fun! See the little swirls in there? That's a lot of fun. Go ahead and set them aside over here. I'm so pleased with those. Okay, so then I'll trim them up. Trim up the sides. I'll let them harden for a little bit, then I'll stamp them and put them on the curing racks. And these will be ready to go, or you'll be seeing this video right around the 4th of July. And they'll be ready to go just in time for that. So that is really fun, and you can see the 3 different colors of green. So that one green came back. Now this one said it was supposed to turn blue, but I mean it is more blue, but I think that blends really well because, you know, the watermelon has lots of different colors, and that one, the end piece, that one is super green. So, but that is a lot of fun. Okay, so we'll come back and get a final look.